What makes fear so convincing and so persuasive? Have you ever had a moment where you felt your fear in like every single cell in your body, and you like started to go into fight or flight and started to like breathe faster, your heart was racing, and you like somehow were able to convince yourself that your fear is real? Like, I remember when I was in school, for example, like before a test, and I was so scared sometimes that like I genuinely thought that like I wouldn't be okay if I don't score whatever on this test, or if I don't. Have you ever had moments like that where you like your brain convinces you that your fear is real and that like you won't be okay if XYZ happens, or if the thing that you're afraid of becomes reality? So what is it? Why does that happen? I wonder. Like, what makes us believe our fears? And I think there's a physical explanation. I think, and that there's also a spiritual explanation. The physical explanation is that when we're afraid, our bodies react differently. Like, we go into fight or flight, we go into like survival mode essentially, and we are breathing. We start to breathe faster, our heart rates go up, we start to sweat, and all of our attention goes on how to get out of that situation or how to survive that situation. And that's like, in that moment, if you think about it physiologically, like that fear is real, right? Like that fear is as real as like being attacked by a mountain lion, right? Like your fear of failing your test is as real to you as like being struck by lightning, or like something actually happening to you. The more like spiritual answer as to why our fears sometimes can feel so real to us is I think that like the dark side does their research too, right? And so like sometimes they can find your weak spot, and we all have something, right, that scares the crap out of us. Like every single person on planet Earth has something that like if it happened, it would like, it would be the scariest thing ever. And I think that the enemy like does their research, and once they find it, they can like press on that wound, and they can make it feel like you're really not gonna be okay if your business, you have to fail for bankruptcy. You're really not gonna be okay if your wife leaves you. You're really not gonna be okay if like whatever happens. And we all have a weakness. Like we all have something that like we don't know that we would survive. And I think that energetically speaking, I think that like sometimes there's a spiritual battle going on outside of us, and that like the enemy is sometimes like actively searching for your weakness, like for your weak spot. And once they find it, they can really like press on that wound and make it feel like it's life or death. Like really make it feel like you're not gonna make it if this happens to you. So it's definitely an interesting topic. It's a complex topic, but there are moments in my life where I felt that, where I really believed that my fear was real, and like it really made me go into fight or flight, and it really made me think that like I'm not gonna be okay if XYZ happens to me. And I think it's important to remember that we all have weaknesses, we all have things that scare the bejesus out of us, and that you need to find things around you that ground you, or people around you that like can calm you down and can remind you of the things that are true for you and the things that you stand for, and that like give you, like talk you into why, if this happened, if your worst fear came true, you would still be okay. And here's like 20 reasons why. But you have to know the person really well to be able to do this. So it's complicated, but if you find somebody like that, or if you can do that for yourself, that's amazing.